What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Triple H is still in charge of WWE Creative, did Drew McIntyre just confirm his WWE exit, the real reason Cody lost at WrestleMania 39 is now been explained, is Cody leaving for Hollywood, WWE undergoing a major change, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. And that's the intro and get straight into our first story. Now first story looks at Triple H is still in charge of WWE Creative. Now top story today takes a look at a major revelation from WWE CEO Nick Khan. Since WrestleMania 39, there's been major concern when it comes to Vince McMahon's involvement in WWE Creative. The Raw after Mania was reportedly heavily influenced by McMahon, and this resulted in a very lackluster show and talent being very frustrated backstage. Nevertheless, according to WWE CEO Nick Khan during an interview on Lightshed Live, Triple H is the sole individual in charge of WWE Creative. Paul and Vince, a family relationship, a relationship that spans back to the mid-90s. Paul is in charge of creative. If he wants input from Vince or Vince has ideas and he and Paul are going to communicate, that's always going to be the case. We're lucky to have Vince. We're lucky to have Paul in control of creative. We're lucky that the setup that Vince created, that the company could continue to exist. Even when Vince stepped out for that 5-month period, the company kept flowing. We think that the best organizations are set up that way, and that's the way Vince set up WWE. Whilst this is indeed encouraging news, it's entirely possible that even Nick Khan isn't aware of how much McMahon is planning on getting involved in the creative aspect of WWE. If McMahon randomly shows up to Raw or SmackDown, he's naturally going to get involved and heavily influence the product. What do you make of Nick Khan's recent comments when it comes to the creative situation in WWE? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, a major new AEW show coming in June. A new AEW TV show has been rumoured for months now, and it looks like it's finally debuting in June of this year. Andrew Zarian of the Madman Radio podcast provided some details on the new AEW show. This show looks to be starting on June 17th in Chicago, a Saturday night show. I'm hearing it's a 2-hour show from 8 to 10 PM Eastern Time on Saturdays. I also believe this is going to be on TNT. Multiple people I spoke to said probably on TNT. It's been rumored that this new show, set to be titled AEW Collision, will have CM Punk featured as their top drawing star and will introduce some kind of brand split. AEW debuting a 2-hour show on a Saturday is a bold move, as WWE now have rechristened Saturdays as their pay-per-view day, so AEW will have to compete with a WWE pay-per-view once every month. Do you believe a new AEW show with a subsequent brand split is a good idea? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, has Drew McIntyre confirmed his WWE exit? It was reported during WrestleMania 39 weekend that Drew McIntyre and WWE have yet to come to an agreement when it comes to his new WWE contract. McIntyre's deal is set to expire relatively soon, and as things stand, there's no update on any communication between the two sides. Yesterday, speculation surrounding McIntyre leaving WWE ramped up after McIntyre blacked out his Twitter profile and proceeded to remove any WWE references from his bio. That is, excluding his handle, as if he changed his handle, he could lose his verification on Twitter. It's possible that McIntyre is working a storyline and will return to WWE with a new character. The contract situation when it comes to McIntyre will be one of the most interesting stories of 2023, as McIntyre is a huge star, and if WWE and McIntyre decide to part ways, there will no doubt be interest from AEW in the former WWE champion. Next up, WWE undergoing a major change. With the WWE sale to Endeavor being official, there has been concern from fans that WWE may revert to their prior pay-per-view model. Before the WWE Network launched in 2014, fans had to purchase pay-per-views in the traditional manner. While speaking to Lightshed partners, WWE CEO Nick Khan was asked if WWE would consider a shift back to the old format, and unfortunately, Khan didn't rule it out. Vince has been able to see around the corners on this stuff, so for us, we didn't like traditional pay-per-view because 50% of the dollars go to direct just for plugging in, which is absurd, so getting out of that and going direct to the consumer got around that. You see, even with the UFC ESPN Plus deal, there's no demand directly, so we might consider going back to digital pay-per-views. If it was available for our fans and priced right, of course we'd consider it. We're open for business. A 50% model where half goes to the plugin is not going to happen. If WWE revert to the classic model, the backlash will be severe from fans. To ask fans to go from paying $9.99 a month to perhaps up to $50 for a single 3-hour show is simply not realistic and will be a risky business decision. Next up, the real reason Cody lost at Wrestlemania 39. Cody Rhodes losing at Wrestlemania 39 was a decision that was heavily criticized. The majority of fans believe that Wrestlemania was the perfect time to crown a new champion, but for whatever reason, WWE decided to go with Roman Reigns retaining. Road Dogg, who served as a senior vice president of live events in WWE, has explained just why Rhodes didn't win the title, and Road Dogg explained that Rhodes had yet to face any adversity in WWE. Speaking on his podcast, the former Intercontinental Champion stated, man, I don't think that's smart business. I think that's great booking if you're a fan, but I don't think it's smart business. If you tell the story and go the end close to the book, then okay, now we gotta start over. I just feel like this was a chapter closing. He came in, and this has been said by some people that speak about wrestling that kinda know what they're talking about. He came in and he had no adversity. He went right through the Rumble, right through everybody, and right to the champion. So the argument could be made, man, if you're just gonna give it to him now, did he earn it? Yes, he had over the extension of his career for sure. If you can tell that whole story, and they try to tell that whole story as much as they could, if you can see that in the promos, they talk about what all he's done because that's a really cool part of his story. It's what he's accomplished in this industry. These comments will no doubt lead to some controversy on social media, as Road Dogg notoriously has some unique perspectives when it comes to WWE. Next up, Cody Rhodes heading to Hollywood. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, a new report from Fightful Select indicates that Rhodes has major interest in pursuing opportunities in Hollywood. Rhodes reportedly made the most of his time in LA during WrestleMania week and has had meetings for potential new products. There have been talks of Rhodes being linked to the role of Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat movie and even a potential role in the new Zelda movie. It's also being reported that Rhodes has no plans to take on a part-time schedule in WWE, so for now, Rhodes is staying put as one of WWE's top full-time talents. Next up, a former WWE star wins his first boxing match and calls out KSI. Former WWE star John Morrison just won his first boxing match last night. Morrison collided with Harley Morenstein at the Creator Clash 2 event, and Morrison won via knockout. Following his victory, Morrison called out KSI for a fight, so it looks like the former WWE talent is taking his new profession very seriously. Morrison was joined by several wrestlers for his fight, and these include the likes of LA Knight, Jack Hager, and even the legendary Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And finally, a WWE commentator blasted WWE's women's tag division. Our final story today takes a look at recent comments from a WWE commentator who criticized how WWE have handled their women's division. One of the common criticisms directed at WWE's booking of the women's division is that there isn't a strong division and that the titles don't have any meaning. 90% of the tag teams are thrown together and are only put together to further a different storyline outside of the tag division. Raw's color commentator Corey Graves made some great points about the division on the After the Bell podcast. I'm probably going to catch hell for this. It's never really caught fire. It's never been a strong division. It's sort of been an amalgam of thrown together tag teams. I'm going to team with this person tonight. We have a tag title match. We didn't win. Okay, time to get a new partner. It's always been very transient and constantly in flux. I'm talking the entire existence of the titles since the very beginning. WWE crowned a new women's tag team champions this past week on Raw as Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan captured the titles. It now looks set that the duo will be feuding with Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey won the women's showcase match back at WrestleMania 39, but due to an injury to Rousey, it looks like any plans for Baszler and Rousey to become involved in the tag division has been temporarily put on hold. Are Graves' comments justified? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.